Okay, try this again. I'm going to make a video. It might work for me. So anyways, we put this off for a bit. This whole alien contact part 2, I'm wanting to tell my story of what happened years and years ago there. So, let me see. Okay. So anyway, it was about 2 o'clock in the morning one night years ago, and I had been to a breakup. I don't like so many people, you're stressed, you can't sleep, you're starting life over again, and every night I'm outside, middle of the night, just kind of pacing back and forth. Behind my garage, there was an alleyway, and I live in a small town, not a lot of people, especially at night. There's like nobody. You can go out at night and find no one. Like the bars even close at like 7 o'clock. Even on the weekends, it's like there's just nobody around, eh? So I'm out this night, and pacing back and forth, smoking cigarettes, just thinking, just the way it is. I had been out there for an hour or so, probably. Like I said, it's quiet. There's nobody. It was a nice little spot, really, to just kind of hang out and think. That's what you got to do when you're in a situation like that. But that's not important now. But what it was, I'm standing out there, and I'm not an alien guy. I'm not a believer in aliens or anything like this. The thought never crossed my mind much about maybe they exist, maybe they don't. Who cares? Doesn't matter. One of those kind of people. It just doesn't matter to you. And so I'm standing there, kind of lost in space, and I happen to look like this. And what I see down the alley, about a quarter mile, not quite a quarter mile away, not quite, it was a little shy of a quarter mile, there's a telephone pole, it's like yay wide, whatever, and there's bushes all around it. And this telephone pole sticks out a bit from the bushes. And what I see is this little head peeking out from behind this telephone pole. And it's watching me, it's staring right at me. So I'm kind of standing there looking like, what the fuck? And I start like laughing to myself, like, yeah, okay, guys, yeah, right, eh? Like, yeah, sure, it's an alien, And right away, instantly, you're thinking somebody's got a little fake alien head. They're leaning it out from behind this pole to trick you. For whatever reason, you just happen to be the only guy out there, or whatever, who knows if it was somebody pranking me. Who knows what they're just waiting for somebody to be coming down the alley, or a cop or somebody to drive so they can fool with them and take off. And that might be what happened. However, that's what I initially thought, somebody's messing with me. So what happens is, I'm standing there, like I say, and I kind of laughed it off, like, yeah, okay, as if I'm really seeing an alien. So I figure, okay, some kids are out here fucking around. I'm going to get them. So I stare, eh? I just sit there for like 5 minutes, and I stare at this thing, and I don't make a move. I just stare right at him, eh? And slowly I start to realize, wait a second. A few minutes ago, and this goes on for like 10 minutes or whatever, I start to realize, like, just a second here. A few minutes ago, there's a telephone pole with a little head peeking all the way out. Just his little head peeking out looking. Now, it hasn't moved. No movement, no, hey, how you doing? I'm over here, look at me, make sure you see me, nothing like this, right? But, it's a few minutes goes by, and I realize that now I'm only seeing half of a face peeking out instead of the whole thing. Now it's only half, but there's been no movement. It's moved. It has moved so slowly that you don't see it moving, okay? And that's the way this went. And it continues and continues. And I had to catch myself. I'm thinking, like a few minutes ago, could I not see his whole face? Yeah, I could at first. Now I can only see half. And by this point that I'm realizing this, now we're down to just like a quarter of a face. He went from being out here like this to halfway. And what it was doing was, it's moving like this. It's moving so slow because it doesn't want me to know. I think that he wasn't sure if I would see him or not. I'm just staring that direction, maybe. So what he's trying to do is, he's trying to get his head, he's trying to get himself back into cover by moving so slow like this, that I won't notice the movement. So now I'm kind of like, what the fuck is this, right? Like, it can't be an alien. And that's what I'm looking at, is a white, like gray, whatever you want to call it, alien head with the big cornered black slanted eyes. And he's moving that slow. And so now, by this point, he's almost gone. So I take off running right towards it. And of course, I get down there. There's nothing. Anyway, I didn't see UFOs taking off. Nothing crazy. I walked around the block, looking around, and there was just nothing. And it bothered me because the way that thing moved so slowly to get out of my line of sight. If this was little children, little teenagers out trying to prank somebody, first of all, there's a good chance you wouldn't even see anybody in this town at night, like that in the middle of the night. And second of all, if you were trying to prank somebody, you would want them to see you. Why would you try so slowly to get away? You're moving without allowing, just like a hunter would in the bush. If you're looking over here and you know there's a deer over there, you're not just going to look like that. You're going to keep your eyes down and you're going to move very, very, very slow so he doesn't see any movement. Same thing. It's exactly what this thing did. So to this day, it's like, all right, was somebody messing with me? Or was that legit? Because when that happened, when I realized how slowly that thing was moving, trying to get away so that basically it was like I said, he didn't want me to see him. He didn't want me to see him. He's hiding, he's watching me. And I'm pacing back and forth and thinking, this sucks. I got to do all this. I got to start life over and blah, blah, blah. I'm in my own little world and my head's in the clouds. And literally, he moves so goddamn slow that I don't know. I'm lost for words. There's always going to be that chance that someone tricked me. I can't prove otherwise. I can't prove one way or the other. It'd be great if you could. And I'll make another video one day. I'll go down there to the spot where I was. I'll go to the spot where this thing was so people can see. And this is 2 o'clock in the goddamn morning, middle of the night in the summertime. You don't expect to see a friggin' alien with his head sticking out looking at you. And then when you bust him because you're looking right at him, you don't expect it to move so slow to get behind that pole. Like, it didn't just dodge and run. It literally, from so far away, all he had to do was poke his head in, run through a couple of backyards, and it's all bushy down there. Like, people don't take care of their yards that well in that neighborhood. He could have got away so much easier just by see ya, I'm gone, right? That's all he had to do. But literally, it was like, I'm not sure if this guy sees me or not, so I'm going to move out of his way. I'm going to move out of his line of sight so slow. And it took this guy 5 minutes at least for his head to be from like here to like here, where you could just see a piece, and then at the very last second when there was just a little bit left, you could tell he was moving a little quicker to get, because he was almost completely there. So it's mind-boggling. And if anybody else has seen stuff like that, maybe this can help you out in some way. If anybody really wanted to come and talk to me about it, I'm in Dunnville, Ontario, Canada. I'm at 605 Lock Street West. So 605 Lock Street West. My name's Daryl Nye, and that's what I saw. It is what it is,